Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. In case we haven't met yet, my name is Elmo172331, and in conjunction with my brother Select Screen, you are here with us on one of the coolest channels across the internet. No cap there. Alright, so if you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Give us a little thumbs up in support of the stream because we really think you guys are cool, and join our not so motley crew of folks. um, we have our daily discussions on Discord 24/7. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, pretty much everywhere you want to be, and you don't want to miss a single thing. So you can visit us on Linktree, linktr.ee/select screen with the fives, where everything is all nice and neat in one place. And we also have some merch going on there as well from way back yonder that you can pick up as well. All right. So tonight we are doing the second part of our Daredevil watch party. Last stream we did a Paradise watch party, so we'll probably alternate back and forth between the two of those. And in the meantime, Select Screen will be in between those two streams. So we're looking to have a great time. Two different shows, two different genres. So let's not waste any more time, eh? Let's go. All right, so what I'm eventually trying to accomplish here is we're gonna get some background music for y'all, since like you don't just want to hear me, I'm sure. But for now, there will be no footage shown, none, no footage shown. Gotta be clear on that one, just for the sake of like keeping the stream. We'll put it that way, all right? So, no footage shown, but I will give you guys timestamps along the way, and I am attempting to get some background jams for you guys so you could hear that too. Okay? So, our first episode that we're going to watch tonight is called Shoot the Moon. Before we get into it though, just a brief summary. So, basically, this is like season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. What's going on is that Daredevil has kind of gone into hiding, and everybody thinks that he's dead, but yet he went and he sunk a ship that was transferring like illegal guns, and there were people that were not happy about that. Okay, so basically, gun running is going on. Daredevil tried to stop it, and the two people, the captain and the first mate that were in charge of the ship, um, called the Northern Star, were put in a really bad position. They were trying to just do the right thing, but that didn't necessarily work out for one of them, and we're curious to see what's going to go on with the second one. In the meantime, we've also got some action going on. We got some fight scenes, uh, and Daredevil kind of got kicked around a little bit, but he got help. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this rolls out. All right, so Fisk, yes, Fisk is enemy number one, and there are a lot of people in conjunction with Fisk to try and cover up this whole weapon gun running. And let's see, couple. I think it's Doctor. He calls himself or Mr. Charles. Okay, so Mr. Charles is a pretty suspect kind of person in all of this. We don't know what role he plays quite yet in all of this. So just a lot going on. A lot kind of trying to fill in the different fillers of everything. So again, no footage shown, but if you wanna hop on Disney Plus with us, I'll give you timestamps and we'll go a long way. Okay. All right. So episode 2 of season 2 is called Shoot the Moon, and the description says Fisk tries a new tactic to lure Daredevil out of hiding. Okay. So Karen is trying to help him out, of course. I believe, or is it Jane? I get Jane and Karen mixed up. Okay, so Aquilio and Christophe were the two on the ship. One of them got taken out. Jeez. Okay, so let me do one more thing before we get started. Um, Let me make sure of one thing right quick. Okay. Okay, so something I should point out to you guys is the Anti-Vigilante Task Force, and AVTF. I get this like I keep forgetting what that stands for. So the Anti-Vigilante Task Force is what Fisk is running, okay? So they're trying to make sure that the city looks all nice and pristine and all good, and that, they're handling all the bad people in the city. But surprise, surprise, it's not working that great. Okay, because Fisk is behind it, of course. Okay, so yeah. Um, I should also point out characters call Heather Heather Glenn. Okay, she's therapist, and she's been going through these kind of traumatic responses while she's doing her work, and so she's like been interviewing. Um, let's see, what's his name? Duquesne, and I'm probably saying that really, really wrong, but Duquesne. She's been interviewing him, and she keeps getting flashbacks of when she was attacked. Okay, um, and then okay, so Daredevil, Matt, um, yeah, yeah, is in like he's working with Cherry, and he's also working with Karen. Okay, it is Karen. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but Cherry had a heart attack, and I called that, by the way. I called that one from a mile away because it was foreshadowing. They were talking about, oh, Cherry's like, oh, I'm getting old, and blah, 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 blah. And normally when that happens, it's like, something's fishy. You gotta watch when characters say things like that. So he had a heart attack, but, um, Daredevil got his butt kicked, like I said, and the AVTF people figured out that Daredevil was Matt um, and stuff like that. However, they were taken out by let's see, it's like, what's the name I'm looking for? Bullseye. Bullseye. Okay, Bullseye. Yeah, Bullseye. Because you see a little knife that hits the ground and it says you're welcome. Well, like RL made a good case last time. One of our OG selectors made a really great case last time saying, how would Daredevil know what that says? How would he even know that it's a knife, first of all, that took out the AVTF other than to hear it? But how is he going to read you're welcome on the side? So it's like there's a plot hole there, but okay. All right. So yeah, I think that's all we need to know right now. Okay, so we could get back into it. Any more questions, just drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to kind of elaborate on it, but that's the gist of it. Last episode we gave an 8. There was 7.5 and we even got a 6. So kind of mixed feelings on it. Jeez. There was another character. Hold on, let me pause 1 second. That she was trying to help the captain and the first mate before AVTF kind of swarmed in, and they got one of them. They got one of them, and they were just beating him up. They were beating up really badly, but the owner of the restaurant really tried to help those two out. So I forget her name. Sorry. Daredevil's names are escaping me, but when I remember it, I'll let you guys know. But she played a role in helping the captain and the first mate, trying to get them home. I believe they were from Russia, and she was trying to help them. Okay, so we'll already do a timestamp. Let's see. It's trying to kill my timestamp. Okay, oh. Let me do. Goodness. Okay, it's trying to be mean to me. Instead of giving me the elapsed time, it's giving me the whole total time, which I don't need. All right, we'll get there. Jeez, one more time. One more time. Okay, hold on. Restart this. Restart this. Hey. It's deciding to be mean to me, of course. All right. Okay, so they got Cherry on a stretcher and into ambulance, or he's going into the ambulance. Matt's watching over in Daredevil regalia. Will Cherry be okay? We will have to see. Ah, so that's how they're trying to explain the plot hole. Okay, he's picked up the little dagger from Bullseye and he ran his hands over it. How did he know where to find it? Who knows? Ooh, geez, Fisk was training. Poindexter, okay. Is that their, like, but they're also calling. Oof. Ooh, ooh. Um, Bullseye. Okay, we got the intro going right now. So we're gonna check on y'all, make sure everything's running as it should be. So again, there's no footage shown, but we're gonna keep, you know, I'll do my best to describe it for you guys and watch along with us on Disney Plus. Okay, I figured out. I think I figured out how to fix our timestamps. Okay. Daredevil Born Again. Alright, let's see what we got with this episode. Okay, so Jane Matt talking about um, Poindexter, aka Bullseye. I keep wanting to call him Bulletproof, but Bullseye. Did Fisk just realize that Matt and Daredevil are the same person? He's in denial. Oh boy, what's this? So timestamp 912. Fisk is acting as his role of Mr. Mayor. Okay, and he's telling the public in like kind of like a little press conference that Bullseye tried to attack him and that Matt saved him and so that he's a hero. So he's kind of playing both sides of the fence here. You're like, oh yeah, well Daredevil's easy to throw under the bus, but as far as Matt goes, no, we're gonna make sure that he looks really, really great, you know. So we'll see what happens. Oh, okay, we'll keep going. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, and one thing I should point out, what I'm going to from here on out refer to as the Superman effect. All right, here, one thing that bothers me is that about Superman is that number one, he's so prissy and he's such a pretty boy. And like number two is that people don't realize that just because he puts on glasses that they can't equate him to Superman. Well, the same thing is kind of going on here with Daredevil and Matt. Okay, Daredevil just puts on some sunglasses and a hoodie, and people don't understand that they're the same person. Now, with Karen, I get it because she puts on different wigs. She put on a blonde wig, and now she's wearing like a red wig. So, wigs can kind of make things a little bit different, a little bit better, but just a hoodie and glasses doesn't do the job. Most people think that Matt is dead, but Fisk might blow that cover. We're about to see. Who knows? Oh, they're putting missing signs for Matt. And again, it's a Superman effect. Somebody could easily tell that that's him. Elmo approached number one. Let's try not to drop the phone tonight. We almost did it 3 times last stream. Oh, and there's like some V for Vendetta stuff going on here, because somebody keeps saying, like, putting up different, like, propaganda against Fisk, and then there was like one like public service announcement where somebody was wearing a mask like him. It happened in Viva Vendetta. Go back and watch that movie. It's really good. Really old, but really good. So it was a V for Vendetta moment. And now there's a bunch of propaganda against Fisk still going on. So, what is Matt going to do to go out in public? There's nothing he really can. But I really think that he should just come clean. Really. Being in hiding isn't helping people, really. They're still not acknowledging that those are the same people. Okay, so timestamp 1323. Like, they're playing both sides of this card here, really. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we're all okay. So here we go, back at it again. Alright, so a guy named Cole wants to rejoin the ABTF, but something is suspicious about him. I don't know if he's completely on the ABTF side of things, but we'll see. Oh, oh, jeez. Timestamp 1551. Um, two AVTF, uh, I guess, lackeys in an elevator. Elevator door opens up and both of them collapse. Who could have done it? Put your guesses in the comments right now. Guesses in the comments. Guesses in the comments. We'll see. Ooh, they got sliced and diced. Bullseye. Oof. Well, somebody's gonna find them, and they're not gonna like what they see. So Cherry's gone. So I guess Powell is the name of the captain of the AVTF right now. I think he's the head honcho. Yeah. Okay, so a guy named Daniel, he's like one of Fisk's lackeys. Surprise, surprise, right? And the whole V for Vendetta mocking Fisk just happened again, and so Daniel just told Fisk, and Fisk is basically threatening him, and it's looking pretty bad for Daniel here. He can't mess up one more time, or eek. So Vanessa Fisk's wife is holding like this party in a ballroom, probably to cause some trouble. Okay, Matt and Karen doing some intel on diapers coming in on a ship. Don't think it's diapers, but we'll see. Okay, timestamp 21:55. Vanessa and Fisk getting ready for the ballroom party, and they're kind of having like a couple moment like, what kind of legacy will we leave behind, seeing as we don't have an heir? And Vanessa's like, well, we've done, you know, good in this world. How many more do we need to conquer? And Fisk is like, well, how many worlds are there? So he's not going to stop any at any time. He's on like a power trip, of course. Of course. So, all right. Keeping it going. Okay, they're talking about White Tiger. He got killed prior to this. Matt told him not to keep parading around as White Tiger, but he did, and he got himself killed, unfortunately. Angela is, I think, White Tiger's niece, from what I'm understanding. Whoa. AVTF getting involved in neighborhood stuff they're not supposed to. AVTF causing riots. Daredevil's got to do something about these. He seems to just be taking a really, really passive role in this, and I don't. He could be doing so much more. Okay, let's see. Timestamp 27:30. So Vanessa is at the little party. They're talking about they're talking about how Matt and Daredevil are like correlating, and um, yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Vanessa's talking to people about like how Fisk relates to people and how Daredevil relates to the people. Ooh, is this Bullseye looking through the window? Of course he's gonna figure out about all of Fisk's doings and Vanessa's. Obviously. Keep your enemies close, right? I forget her. I forget her name in this next scene, but I think she worked in the firm with Matt. She's got a baseball bat. Hold on, let me pause because things are starting to pick up a little bit. So, Angela White Tiger's niece, and I think that was her mom. Her mom got attacked by, um, uh, oh, her aunt. That was her aunt. Okay. So, her aunt got attacked by the AVTF. Wait, let me rewind and try and explain this as best as I can. Okay, so there were teenagers that went into a convenience store and they were trying to steal alcohol. Okay, so Angela and her aunt went in there to get a snack. They were talking about Matt and how he's gone missing and how, he would like the role he played in the city. So the aunt got taken away by AVTF. Um, okay, and so Angela, Angela the niece, goes to let's see her name. Oh, okay, her name is McDuffie. McDuffie. Okay, goes to Kirsten McDuffie. All right, so Angela, White Tiger's niece, goes to McDuffie. We're about to figure out why. Okay. Well, obviously to rescue her aunt, but how? Okay, so Kirsten was about to like lay somebody out with a baseball bat before she knew who it was. Oh, hold on. Timestamp 2919. She was just chilling, then she heard a noise and she's like, all right. She should have had something more than a baseball bat, but at least she was smart enough to have a baseball bat. Some people just be like, hello? Elmo pro tip number 2, protect yourself. Be smart and protect yourself. White tiger amulet. Amulet. But her aunt told Angela to go home and just be safe. Just go home, be safe. I don't know if she made the right decision. Okay, so BB, BB, I forget her relation to all of this. She was who she was somebody's niece too. But BB is talking to Daniel. Fisk's like basically a little rat. And so I guess Daniel's trying to find out information about who leaked the um, the videos that were mocking him. So try it again. Try to understand it again. So BB, Daniel, having dinner. Daniel is accusing BB of leaking footage about Fisk. Okay, hopefully that's kind of clear. Timestamp 3219. Still BB and Daniel talking. Sheila and Fisk are talking to each other about Gallo's death. Let me check something out. Okay, so Yeah, I don't know who who BB's uncle is, but apparently she doesn't like Fisk very much. Somebody remind me who BB's uncle is. And so Fisk is talking to Miss Sheila. I forget who Sheila is too. So like, there's a lot of characters to keep straight in this. Okay, so Josie, owner of a bar, she got her baseball bat moment. Josie says that Cherry's okay, but of course he disappeared from the hospital, so we don't know where. Okay, so BB is making fun of Fisk again. At least we think it's BB now, but Daniel told her to stop. She better stop. Like, she's doing the right thing in trying to get the word out, but she's doing it in kind of a scary way that could put her in jeopardy. Got a bad feeling about this. Bad feeling about that. Again, the foreshadowing. Daniel tells her to stop. Will she listen? It doesn't seem like she is. Again, she's doing the right thing by trying to get the word out, but she's putting herself in danger. There's a smart way to go about things. Everything. A smart way to do it. Making people mad? Not necessarily the best way. They mentioned in the last episode you get more bees with honey than vinegar. It was used in a different context, but still. So let's see. Timestamp 38:46. We're having Matt and Karen coupley moment. They're just kind of like talking things over about getting him into Red Hook and getting him out of there alive. And in the meantime, Fisk and Vanessa are talking about finding a safe place for them. And Vanessa's like, maybe we could go someplace. And Fisk is like, where would we go? And he's like, New York. New York is our home. And Vanessa's like, well, you're my home. So, interesting. Interesting take. You see the good and bad side of the couples. Fisk actually acting human. Actually being human. Hold on. Just one sec, guys. Okay. We got about 8 minutes left. Or 9 minutes. Oh, we got some Matt and Karen dancing. We got some Fisk and Vanessa. Just, just a couple moments. It's interesting to see the comparison. Oh, AVTF. Surprise. They're going after Josie. Daredevil. Matt got up out there. Okay. Sorry, that like action sequence that just changed things. So Karen and Matt, where they were having their coupley moment, but all of a sudden it switches over to the AVTF attacking Josie, and so instantly Karen goes upstairs, like up to their little attic thing, and Matt switches to Daredevil, and he's just going ham on AVTF. Ooh, finally some good action here. Jeez, Daredevil getting torn apart again? No, okay, he kind of redeeming himself a little bit here. two against one, but man, he hasn't seemed very strong at all. Where is Karen? There she is. Okay. Karen showing Daredevil something. What will she show him? Oh, okay, she got a hold of the ABTF, imp, like, dude. Basically, she got a hold of one of them. She put a bag over his head, so she's obviously got some fighting prowess in her, other than just boxing with Matt in their downtime. We know that she is a fighter because they've rallied, you know, like they've been training together, obviously. So, but she got AVTF. Boom. She got him. So let's see what happens next here. But we're going to take a quick break so you guys can kind of stretch your legs, refill, refill your water bottles. Um, so we'll take 2 minutes. Let's see. We've been on for about an hour and 16 minutes, and this next this next episode is about 49 minutes. So if we can do another hour. I think we'll be good as golden. All right. So yeah, we'll give it a quick break. Quick break. Ooh, right, so hold the phone. All right, y'all, we're back. I hope that you got your little potty break in. You got your drink refreshed, maybe even a little popcorn to go along with it. Um, so, before we dive into the next episode, what would you guys rate episode 2? Me personally, and this might be kind of unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna give it to y'all as I see it. That episode, that episode was maybe a 6.5. And the reason I say that is because there's so much just fluff with these episodes. There's so much just fluff and so much cushion that they're trying to include in 1 hour that it's just like is unneeded, I feel like. And I still feel like Daredevil could have gotten more than just one real fight sequence out of the episode. He seems a lot less powerful than he should be. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know, y'all, but what do you rate it? Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on it because I'm so used to other superheroes. Like, my superhero is Iron Man for sure. For sure. For sure. And with Iron Man, you can expect action sequence after action sequence. And you can expect, unibeam and all that kind of stuff going on. And him flying around in the suit. And yes, I know that Daredevil isn't exactly the same kind of superhero. He's not really mechanically inclined or anything. And, geez, he can't even see, really. Like, his powers are different from Iron Man's. I understand that. However, this is twice. This is twice where he got kicked around before he finally decided, well, maybe I should do something. So, first rating 6.5. Hopefully, episode 3 actually gives us something, a little something, We'll see. We'll see. So far, I'm not. We went from an 8. We went from an 8, which was up here, to down here. Now, normally I get like super excited and go like, yeah, we keep progressing, or at least stay at the same. So far, I don't know, y'all. Fingers crossed that gets better. I don't know. We'll see. So, episode 3, Scales and the Sword. Let's see what we got. So AVTF is just crawling over the city right now. Just crawling all over the city. And, there's rebellion against it. There's obvious rebellion. Okay, so AVTF attacked Josie's bar, okay, which is where Matt and Karen hung out for a while. Like, it was their hangout spot, I guess. And so Karen basically kidnapped this AVTF lackey, and Matt's like, what is going on? Why did you do this? And she's like, maybe this could be the solution to our problems. This dude seems a little bit different. So they remove the blindfold. They're accusing him of being a no-gooder. But he's trying to convince him that, he's a do-gooder. Okay, he's like, check my left pocket. So we got like a QR code essentially. Saunders, Alan Saunders. Daredevil threatening Alan. But Alan's okay. So they came up with a little plan to get him out of there. So Daredevil's like, okay, I'm gonna hit you in the face, and the little blindfold hood thing is going to go back over your head. So basically to cover their tracks. Then they're like, you're gonna tell your friends you got beat up by Daredevil, and if you're lying about trying to help, then we're gonna come get you. And Alan's like, I'm not, I'm one of the good guys. Okay, so this is the therapist, and I can't remember what happened to her specifically, but I think she got kidnapped by Muse, and now she's having real problems. She's having like real problems, and so Duquesne is accused of being the swordsman, I think, and so she's trying to help out the swordsman because she basically like she was interviewing him, and she changed the answers that he gave her. So I think she's helping him. Air quotes. So, therapist. What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? Thinking. What's her name? What's her name? Um. What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? Anyway, therapist. Glenn. Okay, so um, Glenn, she's a therapist. She was interviewing Duquesne, aka who we think is the swordsman. Confirm that for me, guys, the swordsman. But in the meantime, she is like losing it. Muse did something terrible to her. Um, she was captured by him, and she's like hallucinating. Okay, so right now she's having major problems. But in the meantime, helping Duquesne by changing his answers. And in her notes, she said that he's deranged, he's psycho, all this kind of stuff. But she changed some of his answers. So, she found Muse's mask. So back to Kirsten McDuffie. So she's in cahoots with Daredevil, but she just doesn't know where he's at because, like, basically he excluded her so that she wouldn't get hurt. You know, they worked at the same law firm. So Kirsten McDuffie and Matt Murdock. So I think it was Murdock and McDuffie was the name of the law firm. She kept making phone calls to him like, "Where you at? Where you at?" Though, and we find out later that he's like, "I kept her out of this on purpose." And so now Glenn is talking to Kirsten like, what's going on? Who's with who? Like, I guess she doesn't know that Daredevil and Matt are the same person. So she's like, I don't know what's going on. Kirsten's like, well, what you think is going on is probably not the case. Which again, it's the Superman syndrome. Glenn, you're wrong. Heather is taking up for Fisk, saying he's trying to clean up the city. No, he's not. Making it worse. Fisk isn't the answer, she said. So Heather and Kirsten kind of bumped heads a little bit. They're on different sides of mm, the law, I guess. Kirsten is with the vigilantes. Heather is with Fisk, claiming that she's been on the vigilante side of things, but I don't think she really has. So we're back with this Cole guy on AVTF. Like I said, I still get a weird hunch about him. Like, I don't think he's all bad. That's why he's back on the force. They say, you know, he was off the force for a minute, and now he's back on the force. But I think he might be good. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. But Cole is taking Kirsten to, I guess she's defending Duquesne. So, he's taking her to talk to him. But she's blindfolded. Kind of shady, if you ask me. But if he is the swordsman, then wouldn't you want to kind of keep this guy on lockdown? Okay, so timestamp 11:53. So Kirsten is talking to Duquesne about how Fisk wanted him to uh, do stuff for him, and when he refused, then he ended up in the position that he is right now, which is pretty much in handcuffs, about to be on trial. And so Kirsten's like, I don't know if this is like how this is gonna go. And Duquesne's like, well, it's gonna be a spectacle, whichever way it goes, you know. And he's like, if it were really about vigilantes, then he wouldn't just be like Fisk wouldn't just be going after his own personal enemies, which is true. He'd be going after all kinds of crimes, and the AVTF wouldn't just be randomly taking people like they take people for no reason. Like, let's see, Angela, her aunt, right? Hmm. See, so Kirsten's like, they don't have proof that you're the swordsman. And he's like, do they need that these days? And really, the answer is kind of no. Alright. So, let's see. Timestamp 12:33. Oh man, they've got people like locked in cages. This is terrible. I don't know if anybody knows about them. Okay, so Karen and Matt are talking about Foggy's death, um, and how Like, attacking ABTF isn't going to change the past. She's really upset. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Okay. Timestamp 1624. So Karen and Matt are talking about getting into Red Hook, um, and if they can kind of like destroy the weapons inside of there, um, what effect that would kind of have. And Fisk is talking to this lady, I get, about how talking about how money is moving around the city and if it's legal or not. And a charter of 1855. Fisk is trying to explain himself. Governor McCaffrey. Okay, that's who this lady is. So I guess the governor has more power than the mayor, unless you're Mayor Fisk. They're kind of poking at each other. So Daniel, the communication guy, Fisk was threatening. Basically, did some intel on Governor McCaffrey, the lady that was talking to Fisk, and apparently she's got a clean slate so far that we know of. But again, Fisk and McCaffrey were poking at each other, so he might find something because he wants to. Daniel's kind of being threatened about who's the leak. Okay, timestamp 2048. So again, in the last episode, Daniel told BB to stop making the stupid videos about Fisk being major kingpin and giving away like secret leaked videos, right? Well, she kept doing stuff. She made another video, and so Daniel's trying to kind of keep it on the DL. For whatever reason, he's trying to protect her. So I have a bad gut feeling about what's going to happen to her because, again, the foreshadowing. I don't know for sure, but just the foreshadowing is giving me a bad feeling. And Daniel just kind of got threatened, like, whoever's doing these, you know, uh, whoever's doing these has to be punished. And Daniel's like, but wouldn't you find it kind of flattering to be mocked? And the other guy's like, no, no, I wouldn't. So, yeah. So, um, yeah. Okay. So here we go. So, mocking Fisk again. Not a good idea. So, we're in the courtroom. On the wall, it says, truth is great and shall prevail. Ironic, right? Oh, the judge took some kind of pills. Not not a good thing before a court hearing. Or she's not the judge. Oh, my bad. Yeah, but she's on the panel, I guess. Wait, she's one of the people on the panel. They're not very clear about who she is right yet. Okay. So Kirsten um Mc, Kirsten McDuffie was trying to help Duquesne, okay, in court. And so Heather Glenn, the therapist, um, they're kind of like they're kind of bumping heads because again they're on different sides of the justice system. So Glenn is trying to make Duquesne swordsman out to be kind of like a bad person, whereas McDuffie is trying to like save him, and she keeps objecting to different things in the courtroom. And every time this happens, then like the media cameras start clicking like the paparazzi almost. So the verdict for Duquesne is as follows. He's guilty. So of course Fisk counts this as a win. Mm. Timestamp 2641. So like Swordsman kind of thought it was inevitable. You could just kind of see it on his face, and he's making little comments like, "Oh, you know, McDuffie, nice, thanks for trying, but it was inevitable." They're trying to kind of make an example of him and, him being a vigilante. So he's really not trying to fight it as much as he could, and so yeah, he's just kind of like, I knew it was happening. It isn't the best thing, but I knew it was happening, so he doesn't seem surprised. Now Fisk is like, yeah, yeah, it's a win for me. It's a win for me. I'm gonna look good, the Safer Streets Initiative and all that. And the ABTF is working, yay, when it's really not. Okay, so Buck offered Kirsten money to come over to his law firm, and she's like, no, no, thank you. I'll just politely decline. And he's like, you should have taken my offer so that they wouldn't be going head to head. And so um, that whole trial probably would not have happened in the way that it did if she would have went over to like the dark side. um, and so apparently Vanessa is the reason why Buck and Kirsten had to go up against each other in a trial. Okay, so Glenn is talking to, I don't know what this guy's name is, but he was the one that was threatening Daniel before. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his name is, but anyway, Glenn is talking to him. He was the one that threatened Daniel, so I'm assuming that he's on Fisk's side of things. I don't think that's Powell. Wait, is that Buck? I don't know who he is. Like, there's a lot of people to keep like in order. So the governor decided to make a toast to Fisk. Ah, there's Powell. Mm. Okay, so timestamp 30, 33 minutes. So Kirsten is at the bar. She's drinking it up, and she gets like intentionally bumped by someone that left her a note that said, "Your office now." Who did? We don't know. Oh, so it's Daredevil. She doesn't recognize his voice? You don't recognize your friend's voice? I could tell you straight up. Like, even if I didn't see him, and she says, "Oh, I'm a little bit drunk." I don't know anything about that. But, she's like, okay, hold up, pause for a sec. So, Superman syndrome. I can tell you just from the very sound of my friend's voice that they are my friends. She can't tell that Daredevil is Matt, and she's worked with him in the same law firm for at least a couple years, and she calls him her friend. Come on now. How oblivious can you be? Even if she is a little drunk, a little tipsy or whatever, and she's like, I'm drunk, I had a bad day, whatever, like you could still recognize those that are familiar to you, even though they're on opposite sides of the room talking to each other on opposite sides of the room. Now, he would have a case because he doesn't know what she looks like, but obviously he knows who she is and how to get in contact with her. She's his friend. She's his friend. He was just trying to keep her out of the bad situation. She's like, I don't want to get involved in this and whatever and whatnot. He's like, well, you're already in it, Kirsten. Don't you think if he knows your name that there's some kind of familiarity here? He wasn't like, yeah, Miss McDuffie. No, he called her Kirsten. She should have some kind of knowledge. Oh, oh boy. Oh boy. These people are something stupid. Ask me. Something stupid. How oblivious can you be? But anyway, he asked her, like, tell me everything you saw when you talked to Duquesne, and she's like, oh, well, they put goggles on me, and that's where we're at. So it looks like he was following her when she went to go talk to him. Oh, and because of that, Alan Sanders, the AVTF guy, that Karen. Hold up, let me get my thoughts together. So the AVTF guy, Alan Sanders, that Karen captured in the beginning of the episode, gave him the little key card. This is probably going to give Daredevil access to the place where Kirsten goes to talk to the swordsman, is my guess. We'll see. Not very hard to work out, but it makes sense. Ah, look at there. Boop, boop. Daredevil taking out AVTF. Okay. Alright. Alright. No surprises there. Uh-oh. Something's ticking. Something's ticking. Tick, 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 tick. It's a watch. Daredevil just found all those people that were in cages trying to get out. All the people that got scooped up by AVTF, maybe? It's getting them all out. Get out. Get out. Get out. So does this mean that... Oh, he got out Duquesne. Does this mean Angela's aunt? Yes, there she is. They thought it was going to be the end for her, but nope. She's out of the cage. Ooh. Okay, so Daredevil and Swordsman teaming up, at least for now. Okay, get him, get him, get him. What really is Daredevil's weapon? Like, it looks like it's like almost like a shock stick, but then it turned into like a club or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what it is. Somebody explain what it is to me. Oh, it had like some kind of boomerang effect here. Finally, Daredevil actually beat people up without getting beat up himself, but he needed help. He's not a very strong superhero, if you ask me. Oh, they set off some of the alarms. Red alert, everybody's getting out. Okay, there's Angela. Karen was about to shoot Angela. Okay. Uh oh, here comes AVTF trying to get all the escapees. Armored vehicles. Can't go well. No, we got the big bus though. Angela and Karen to the rescue? Why didn't they like do better for more cover for the detainees? Come on. Get in the bus. Get in the big bus. You're getting shot at right now. So Ariana was the one that was trying to help the captain and the first mate, that the name that I was trying to remember, who ran her little restaurant. She got captured. Ariana. But now she's free with the rest of the detainees. HA. Okay. Timestamp 43 minutes on the dot. So basically, short summary. So it makes sense in case it was all over the place. So Angela, Karen helped like steal weapons and keys in order to get like um, they stole keys and weapons in order to help Daredevil and Kesney to get the detainees out of there and stop ABTF. There was a little like standoff showdown kind of going on, and so eventually they got the escapees into a like big bus. And what's going on right now is that Angela, teenager, um, she was holding a like a sword that said HA on it. Okay, contacting Fisk about the problem. Okay, so AVTF blaming, like, I think they're gonna blame Daredevil for all the stuff that's still at Red Hook. Some of the soldiers stuff going on. I think that's what's gonna happen. Oh, oh no. Oh, so the Northern Star just got blown to Betsy and it's going down. There were still people on the Northern Star. They were the workers that just wanted to go home again and they got caught in the line of fire. It's going down. People are going to get hurt. People are going to get blamed. I think Daredevil's going to get blamed for it. That's what Fisk wanted. Interesting. Alright. So that's the end of. That's the end of that episode. Just gonna let that play out. So, guys, this has been our watch party for the 2 episodes of Daredevil. Born Again. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. The first episode, I would give a 6.5, and I would give this one. I'll probably give this one a 7.5. This one had this one had more action to it, a lot less talking. It had a lot more information that progressed the story instead of just idle chatter. It had characters that kind of go, back and forth, have their little squabbles, and you see how they kind of intertwine. Um, it, you know, like let's see, it like it says who's in cahoots with who, why they're in cahoots with them. Um, but again, I still don't think that Daredevil has proved himself enough as a superhero. I don't think that he's strong enough to be in this kind of position, really. Um, they just haven't made him out to be a good superhero. Um, Hang on, real quick. Okay, all right. So, my main problems are that they don't make Matt slash Daredevil have enough separation, in my opinion. And when he does become Daredevil, he is a very, very weak superhero, in my opinion. He should just be taking out people left and right. There shouldn't be any kind of decision making. Are you going to go into Red Hook? Are you not going to go into Red Hook? Are you going into Red Hook? Are you not going into Red Hook? We know that even if he did go into Red Hook, that he would survive. There's supposed to be 8 episodes in this season, so we know even if he did, he would survive. He's the main character, so there shouldn't be that much debate on it. Um, like it seems like he's got one little baton that it's like a shock stick. What kind of weapon is that really? Now, I haven't really read up on the Daredevil comics, so I don't know all the functionality of his weapon, but it doesn't seem like it's strong enough. It doesn't seem like he's strong enough. They haven't just pulled him out of this like little box yet. They're saying that Matt is missing, and they should have found him on like day 2. Really, like day 2. They should have figured out who it is from day 2. My favorite character, actually, so far, would either be Kirsten or the swordsman. Reason being is they've got a little bit more depth to their characters. Um, they're, you know, they're interesting. They're not just the run of the mill kind of characters. Um, so I'm liking Swordsman so far, and I'm liking McDuffie, how she was trying to help him out, and how she's actually one of the good guys. Now, could that change along the way to where she's not one of my favorite characters and where he turns bad and bitter? It's possible, but helping other people get out of cages and not to be detainees anymore, I doubt it. I think he's gonna go like bat crap crazy on people because they weren't doing the right things, because he like they had no proof against him, and he still got charged with being guilty. So they're my 2 most interesting characters so far. We'll see who comes up, we'll see in the next coming episodes what happens. um But again, I give it 6.5 and 7.5 for these 2 episodes. I am still like, the main thing that I do not really enjoy about this show, if I'm being kind of brutal, is that it's just not enough action for me. There's still not enough action. So it came up a little bit It started 8, it went to 6.5, it came back to 7.5. But they gotta give me more action. They gotta give me more Daredevil. Oh, I don't know. So I want to know what you guys think, though. Is Daredevil actually like a good superhero? Is he a good superhero? Do they show him enough? Has he taken enough action? I don't know. Tell me what you think. um, Maybe I'm just being a little tough on him, but I don't know. Like I said, it's Iron Man. Iron Man has so much more going on. He's got so much more going on. We'll see. All right, so we'll keep watching through to the end of this season. I think we'll do our Paradise watch parties on Tuesday and our Daredevil ones on Thursday. But I think that we're going to need some kind of gameplay amidst all of this. So I might throw in some Call of Duty. We haven't played Call of Duty in a while and I kind of miss it. So I might throw in some Call of Duty just to break up the reviews. Because this has been 2.5 hours of Daredevil. And we had like 2 hours of Paradise last stream. And in the meantime, Select Screen should throw some good stuff in there for you guys as well. Okay? So I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm not going to take up any more of your time tonight. But check us out on our link tree. Our Cash App is right there. Our latest YouTube video is also below. And everything is on our social media. We can check us out. Select Screen with the 5s. Okay. Yeah, so remember, as always, to be kind to one another. Take care of each other. Don't forget to choose your destiny. And for now, we out, y'all.